Hey y'all, welcome back to Bama Based, where I find peace in my garden and joy in my kitchen. Today we're going to be doing a variety of things in the kitchen. One thing that I want to tackle is canning hot dog chili, and I need to preserve some potatoes that I grew and also just preserve some of the tomatoes that I've already harvested. I will probably just be cutting up the tomatoes and just putting them in a gallon freezer bag for later, probably to make sauce in the winter. And the potatoes, I'll probably just peel and dice them up for like fried potatoes or French fries or something like that. But let's get started on the hot dog chili. So the first thing I need to do is I'm gonna use my Ninja skillet. It's from the brand Ninja. It is my absolute favorite kitchen brand. A lot of my kitchen appliances are from Ninja, and the pots and pans were I get from my husband for Christmas this year, and they are the best I've ever used. So I'm gonna get this going. I'm gonna melt some butter and saute onions and bell peppers. Alright, so I'm gonna melt about a tablespoon or two of butter, and then in this skillet I'll put bell peppers that I vacuum sealed and froze from last year's garden. I don't think I'll use all of it, maybe about half, and then I'll put it back in the freezer for a later use, probably later this week. If I had to guess, this is probably about a cup. And then I have onions that I put in the freezer. I diced up and froze. This is probably the equivalent of half an onion, so I might use 2 small bags. I like to freeze them in smaller quantities because typically I'm only cooking for Jason and myself. But if I like to do canning projects, I just use multiple bags or multiple cans of whatever I have preserved. Alright, so this is just going to simmer and saute in the Ninja skillet for just a little while until everything is soft, and then we'll come back and go to the next step. Someone needs to try. Alright, I am going to add another little baggie of onions, so it would be the equivalent of 1 whole onion. Take your hose for it. Alright. Alright, so now I'm going to turn this down. All the water from the frozen vegetables has been cooked off, and the vegetables have been sauteed. They're nice and soft, nothing crunchy. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit and add the ground beef. So we picked up American raised Wagyu ground beef. This either came from Costco or Sam's. It was just on sale. I personally like to use grass-fed, grass-finished beef. I think it just has a better flavor. But any type of ground beef would work. Just drain your fat. But this is what we're going to use today. And I typically like the 90-10 or 97-3 or even 80-20 sometimes. So I just washed my hands and the cutting board and my knife. It's over there on the sink drying. And I'm just going to break the ground beef or the Wagyu into small pieces. And I'm going to cook this meat all the way through until done, and it's just going to be brown, and then I will transfer the meat and onion and bell pepper mixture to my slow cooker or my crock pot, or maybe even the Instapot. Just have it on slow cook with just a little bit of water, and let it just continue to do its thing. I want the ground beef to be a fine consistency, that type of texture, because I don't want my hot dog chili to have like big chunks of meat. So yeah, just gonna let it finish cooking, getting brown, and then I'll put it back in the slow cooker.
Put some of them down. What are you doing? I was fixing to drain it.
I am. I already set this up.
You put the foil in it, and then drain it in foil, you let it dry, harden, and you throw the foil away.
In the sink? I know I messed that up.
You can do it in the bowl. Quit. Grease out the can, you know what I'm saying?
Bless you.
You should tell your camera there's an ogre in your house that just calls like that. That was law. Is that a sneeze? Good?
Yep.
This is just regular sauce, correct?
Yes, it's regular canned tomato sauce.
I'm gonna keep that jar.
Yeah, of course.
It's one of them good ones. Might not have to put any more in it. Just let this cook a while and season her down. Did you get more of this paste?
Ordered, yes.
Need some oregano. You got a jar of it somewhere.
I just used it too.
Whoa, boy, that's big. I'm gonna do it. We just need to mix it in a lot better. Ooh, our slush is ready.
Yeah.
Let's get these on. That's good enough for now. Probably gonna need some more sausage. But we'll check in a little bit. But we want it to cook on high because we want to break the meat proteins down. So this is a hot dog chili sauce. And we'll add more into it.
Okay, you're picky about your texture of meat. So what did you put in there?
More oregano, more chili powder, and some more salt, pepper, garlic. Put a little paprika to give it a paprika smoked. It's not smoked. That other one is. But I put a significant amount of oregano from the garden in there.
That looks really good.
It's coming along. You want to get that spoon right there and give it a taste. Make sure you blow it off real good. But it's starting to look like hot dog chili. Back up a little.
There you go. Hey y'all, I'm going to move on to my next project, which is preserving the potatoes that I grew this year, and then some that I recently purchased. Some are just getting a little funky, and then several are already sprouting. So I'm just filling up my sink, and I'm going to get all the dirt off of them, and then just chop them up, or just slice them depending on the size, and get them flash frozen and then into bags. For these potatoes, I'm just going to cut them in half and freeze them that way. And put them in the lemon juice, water, and salt bowl so they don't brown. Jason likes to use these for like smashed potatoes on the Blackstone.
1, 2.
Alright guys, so I'm going to take a quick break. Jason wants to get in our pool and just float around and chill for a little bit. Yeah, so I mean that's what we typically do on the weekends anyway. So I'm going to take a break from preserving the potatoes and let what I have already done finish flash freezing in the freezer, and I'm going to get my tail in our pool. So I'm going to take a break there and chill. Alright, I'll be back later tonight. Alright y'all, so we're going to begin pressure canning the hot dog chili. I have filled up the jars halfway with water, and then about 3 inches of water goes in my pressure canner. I'm going to put it on simmer just to heat everything up and get the process going. Once the jars are hot, then I'll start ladling the chili into the jars and begin the actual pressure canning process. But here's what it looks like. Alright, so I'm going to turn this on and get it going. Alright y'all, so it's been a long night and I just realized that I have broken my pressure canner lid top. This piece that vents just falls out, so I'm missing either the spring or the washer nut, I don't know. So I need to do some research, see if I can order a new piece. Hopefully I can do that and not have to buy a whole new pressure canner. This is the Presto pressure canner and it works amazing. I just somehow broke my top. Where's my lid? Where'd I put my lid, Han?
Outside maybe?
No.
Jason?
Maybe. Alright, so regardless, I'm going to put these jars, well, I'm going to let them cool off and then put them in the fridge. And then these 2 jars I will put in the fridge and can whenever this replacement piece comes in, and then get them canned up. But I'll bring you along the next time that I can and finish that project. Such a bummer.